This animal weighs a literal ton. It can run 35 miles per hour. It has gored and launched fully grown adults 15 feet into the air. And right now, somewhere in Yellowstone National Park, a grown adult in cargo shorts is slowly reaching their hand toward one. Not because they are stupid, not because they have a death wish, because something ancient and completely beyond their control told them to. Evolution spent 300,000 years installing a survival system in your brain designed to keep you away from things that can kill you. And somehow, it built in an override switch. Today, we are going to find that switch, and what you discover about your own brain in the next 5 minutes will make you look at every animal and every human completely differently. Because this is not a story about animals. This is a story about what your nervous system is desperately trying to tell you, and has been since before your species had a word for loneliness.
Here is something that will reframe your entire relationship with living things. For 300,000 years, your brain existed in a world made entirely of biology. No concrete, no screens, no manufactured objects of any kind. Every single thing that mattered for your survival, food, threat, shelter, alliance, was alive. And so your brain became exquisitely, almost embarrassingly sensitive to life. Biologist E.O. Wilson called this biophilia, an innate biological attraction to living things so deep it became hardwired into your nervous system. So hardwired that today, in a world of concrete and steel, you give your car a name. You apologize to furniture when you bump into it. You feel guilty throwing away a plant that is already dead. You are not being irrational. You are running 300,000-year-old software in a world it was never designed for. But noticing life is not the same as desperately wanting to touch it. For that, evolution built something even more specific. Something so powerful it overrides fear, common sense, and basic self-preservation. Scientists call it the baby schema, and once you understand what it does to your brain, you will never trust your own reactions again.
Look at that. You just felt something. You did not choose to feel it. It arrived, instantly, involuntarily, before your conscious mind had any say in the matter. That was the baby schema firing. Human infants are uniquely helpless for years compared to every other species on Earth. So evolution gave them large eyes, round faces, small noses, and soft features. A biological distress signal designed to activate your caregiving system automatically and immediately. The problem is, evolution was not precise about what triggers it. Anything with large eyes, a round face, and soft features hijacks the same system. Your brain cannot tell the difference between a human infant that needs you and a golden retriever puppy that absolutely does not. And sometimes, this reaction is so intense it produces something psychologists call cute aggression. That overwhelming urge to squeeze something so cute you cannot stand it. To pinch it, to say through gritted teeth, "I want to squish you." That is not a personality flaw. That is your emotional regulation system hitting its limit and triggering a physical pressure release valve. But here is where this story takes a turn nobody expects. Because while you were evolving to reach toward them, they were evolving specifically to pull you in. And the way they do it, using tools your brain cannot detect, cannot resist, and cannot shut off, is one of the most unsettling things modern science has ever mapped. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell right now, because what comes next will permanently change how you understand every animal that has ever looked you in the eyes.
For 15,000 years, dogs have lived inside human social structures, and in that time, they developed something that should genuinely unsettle you. Scientists call it the left gaze bias. When a dog looks at you, it instinctively focuses on the right side of your face first, the side that most powerfully communicates your emotional state. They did not learn this. They evolved it specifically for us. And it goes deeper than eye contact.
When your emotional state changes, when you are anxious, sad, or afraid, your cortisol levels shift, your heart rate changes, your body releases real chemical compounds that float invisibly off your skin. Your dog can smell your emotional state with 93% accuracy. The same way you would smell smoke from a fire 2 streets away, they smell your grief, your fear, your joy before you have said a single word. You are not petting them. You are in a mutual biological conversation that has been running for 15,000 years. Which brings us to the most dangerous part of this story. Because if this system evolved for connection, why does it activate when we look at something that was specifically designed by evolution to eat us?
The answer involves something called the bliss point, and it explains not just why we pet lions, but why we cannot stop doing it even when we know exactly what will happen.
In the 1970s, a food scientist named Howard Moskowitz discovered something that changed the entire processed food industry. He called it the bliss point, the exact combination of sugar, fat, and salt where the human brain completely loses its ability to say no. At the bliss point, your brain's reward system fires so hard it overrides every rational signal telling you to stop. Nature found the same formula for human touch. When you see something cute and dangerous together, round face, large eyes, raw power, your brain reads it as the richest social stimulus on Earth. The cuteness fires the baby schema. The danger fires the adrenaline system. Together, they hit a neurological bliss point that your brain never built an off switch for. Because in the ancient world, high cuteness and high danger never existed together outside of one context, your own infant in a world full of predators, the most important thing you would ever protect. Your brain treats that combination as the highest priority signal it has ever received.
And here is the part that lands differently than you expect. We live in the most connected era in human history, and we have never been more physically, biologically touch-starved. We spend billions caring for creatures from entirely different species, giving them names, celebrating their birthdays, grieving them like family, because they offer something the modern world systematically removed from daily human life: unconditional presence. Something alive that does not check its phone, does not judge your silence, does not need you to explain yourself, just stays. The urge to pet is not a glitch.
It is not stupidity. It is not a quirk of modern life. It is a 300,000-year-old nervous system reaching through concrete and glass and screens, desperately trying to find what it was built for. Another living thing, close enough to touch. You don't pet things because you're bored. You pet them because your nervous system still remembers. This is what being alive actually feels like. Humans are the only species that keeps pets, the only species that names wild animals, the only species that grieves them. We didn't domesticate dogs. We domesticated each other. If this made you think, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe for more, and hit that notification bell because the next one goes even deeper.